Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Ball Gamer. This video really should have been out at the end of last week, but it's been a bit delayed. So it's what I managed to get painted in the month of May. And if you've been following me, as I've been trying to paint at least one miniature a day for the whole year. And so far I've been doing really quite well, so hopefully I can keep this up and continue to get at least one miniature painted a day for the whole year. So I painted up a lot of these Frostgrave cultists, and they're really good. I've kit bashed them with some of the other kits that come from the Frostgrave range, and yeah, they go together nice. I like putting these together. They're fun, and they look pretty decent when they're painted up, as you can see. Nothing too fancy, but really quite good. And these are going to be taking place of some of the baddies for Ghost Archipelago as well. I'm not sure what they're called, the Drishkani or something like that. So yeah, but I went for this red and sort of blackish grey colouring to keep away from any controversial colour schemes. But yeah, I painted these up, and yeah, they look pretty good. And I painted up a bunch of these. So I've painted up like 15 of these Frostgrave cultists, so I've got 5 left to do. I was thinking I might use them for Stargrave, give them some futuristic weapons, etc. Yeah, so I didn't want to paint them all up just in case I wanted to use them for this. I like this conversion that I did. We put a skull on the chain. Looks like he's sort of running with his skull, laughing as he's dragging it along or something like that. You know, something quite macabre looking about it. And yeah, I really like these sculpts. I like the what are they called? I forget who makes these now. I like these miniatures, whoever makes them, which completely escaped my mind. The little green tufts are Geek Gaming graph tufts, so I gave it a go putting them on, and they're quite nice. They adhered quite well with a bit of super glue, so yeah. And again, a bit of modification. I've put a shield from Games Workshop miniature. I think it was actually a skeleton shield originally I've used on this one. And yeah, I like this guy. He looks like a commander of some sort. He looks like he's telling the other cultists to halt or to follow him, whichever way. So yeah, I quite like him. He's going to be hunting down my party in Frostgrave or Ghost Archipelago. This guy, I think, has got the head from one of the wizard sets, but it had little skulls on, little bones on it, so it's fitted in with the cultist sort of look. So then we got some Stargrave. So yeah, obviously Stargrave's big at the moment, so I painted up a bunch of these Stargrave miniatures. So I painted up 9 of these crew members with Mr. Squid here. I like him. I used some contrast paints on him. And then the dude reading his daily news on his tablet. So I figure he'd be some sort of hacker. And then we got this guy who's obviously carrying a spanner, so he must be one of the mechanics in Stargrave. He's got a bit of a mark here that I'm pointing out, but you can't really see it that bad. Next, just a generic crew member with pistol, maybe a captain, I'm not sure. But I quite like that he's got actually a revolver in the sci-fi setting, which is quite funny. Bit of archaic tech there. And then we got this butt face miniature. Looks kind of like someone that might be hanging out in a bar in some far, far galaxy. And a little green fishish man. Looks a little bit like someone from, was it Enemy Mine? Alien Mine? Alien Mine from back in the 80s. And then this sort of Fallout inspired miniature colour scheme anyway. Although the helmet does look kind of like Princess Leia when she was a bounty hunter. And this guy, who I figure is probably a medic, although he could be, again, some sort of tech officer. And then having a go at some black skin tone. I think it worked quite well. She looks the part, carrying her briefcase with whatever in. So again, probably a technical officer of some sort that I'm going to be using her as. And then we go over to these 10. So these are either soldiers or mercenaries. I mixed the boxes together, so I'm not 100% sure which bodies belong to the mercenaries and which belonged to the troopers. But I painted 10 of these as well, so I went for this sort of blue, what's it, sort of SWAT team colour, because I've used that in the past for my corporation troops, so I can always chuck them in with them. And they paint up quite nice. The detail is nice, you know, as always, quite chunky details, so they pick up, you know, whatever detail you do want to paint or highlight, they will show up quite decently, which is nice compared to some manufacturers where the detail is so slight that, you know, once you put a bit of paint on it, it almost loses that detail. So all of these are going to be much of a muchness because obviously they're sort of a unit of some sort. Quite like the way I've done like polarized glasses on this dude, or visor, like yellowish colour, which, yeah, worked out really well. Another trooper sort of looking through his orders while surveying the area with his pistol. Just a typical grunt. I think most of them I would class as typical grunts, but yeah. It's got sort of a metallic tone to the plates on his backpack, which I quite like. Again, it's contrast over a metallic. And again, I went for that sort of polarized lenses on this trooper. Dark skin tone, maybe black, or very dark anyway, sort of commander for the troops, and he turned out pretty well. All in all, I like these Stargrave and Frostgrave miniatures. As you can tell, I've painted quite a few of them this month. So here's a group picture of all the miniatures I painted this month. So it's 31 days in May and I painted 34 miniatures, so again I managed to exceed the number of miniatures I need to paint for this month, which feels really good, and you know, it gives you that little boost that, yeah, you know, by the end of the year I'm going to have done really quite a few miniatures. And plus at the moment I've only got another month to do, and I've done 6 months at least of painting 1 miniature a day. So yeah, brilliant. I'm really enjoying this, and so yeah, if you want to leave a like, leave a comment, I'll reply to you as soon as I can, and subscribe maybe. But until next time, goodbye from Welsh Miniature Board Gamer.